Now practically we will see how to create the tape archive, means tar file, and then how to apply the compression algorithm, and then we will see how to create the uh, bzip2, right? So basically there are 5 commands: tar, gzip, gzip, gunzip, bzip2, and bunzip2, right? So we will see all these 5 commands together, right? All together. So let me. Okay. So let's see where we are. So we are in the present working directory, right? So let me see what are all files are there, right? Now you can see we have A, C, B, and D. So let me create the a demo.tar from these 4 files, or maybe 2 or 3 files. Okay. So I'm saying tar cvf, right? Demo.tar, right? And I'm saying, right? Right. Now, if I see, you can see now tar file is created. So if I want to see the tar file, what I can say, demo.tar. So you can see now demo.tar file is created. This is the file created. Now, what I want to see the tabular content of the file. So what I can say, tar tvf demo.tar. You can see now it has grouped this A, B, C, and D files, right? Now this is the content of a demo.tar file. Now if I want to extract this file, what should I say? Tar xbf and demo.tar file. Now you can see, right? So now A, B, C, D already updated. See, now this is October 17, right? So means it's a today's date, right? Earlier it was something else, right? It was showing a Sunday's date. Now you can see it is showing A, B, C, D. The date is changed, right? And now just now it is overwritten the old files. So this is the extracted file. So you can extract the demo.tar file by using the xvf extension. Now we want to apply the compression technique, right? So if I want to use the gzip, what should I say? Gzip demo.tar, right? So now you can see now gzip compression technique is applied. So I'm compress the algorithm is applied. Now if I want to see the file, I should say hyphen lrt, and I should say demo star, right? So you can see now the demo tar.gz dot extension is created, right? So this file, you can see the size of this file is 153 and size of this file is 240. So now what we will do, we will unzip this, right? So remember this is 153, right? So now I will uncompress it. Let's say I'm using gzip in one of the technique by using hyphen d flag, right? Demo dot tar dot gzip. So now if I say demo, so now you can see how much content it is showing. It is showing 10,240 bytes. Means it is almost how much? If you are lazy To calculate it, you can see it's 10 kilo, right? And once you apply the ZZip, right? You can see it is reduced to only 153 byte. So you can see what is the difference. 10 kilobyte and 153 byte means almost 10%, right? It is compressed, right? So this is the after applying the compression algorithm. Now we have the second method by using the bzip, right? So first of all, what should I do? I should create one more zip tar file. So in order to create the tar file, a tar cvf, and this time what I will create a demo1 dot tar, and I will add all the txt file, right? So now you can see so many txt files added, right? So now if I want to see that file, what I can say, I should say, right? So you can see the demo1 tar file. What is the size of this file? So you can say human readable form, right? You can see 90K, right? It is almost 90K, right? Now I want to use the bzip2 compression technique. So I can say bzip2 demo 1 dot tar. Now remember this size. This is 90K showing, right? Now if I apply the compression technique, you can see what is the difference. You can see it is 90 and this is almost 50. It's almost how much? 75% is compressed, right? So you can see you are saving lot of memory. So you are saving lot of memory means you are saving lot of your money, right? So by using these two technique, what you can do? You can do the compression. Now by using the bzip, if I want to uncompress the file or decompress the file, what I can do? bzip2 bzip2, or I can say bunzip2, and you can say demo1 dot tar dot bzip. So this is the file. Now if you can see we will get the original file, this file, the demo1 dot tar file. So now once I see the content of the directory, you can see the bz2 file is created. Now I am uncompressing that, so you can see now again it is showing 90K, right? So you can see by applying the compression, you are saving lot of money, right? So now how many commands we covered? We cover the tar command, we cover the zzip command, then gunzip command, then bzip2 and bunzip2, right? Now what we can do, we can use the tar command only and we can apply this both the techniques. What technique? The compression technique. There are two compression technique, right? So zzip technique and the bzip2 technique. So if you want to apply, just simply you need to pass the flag, right? So let me clear it, right? Now if so let me remove these files. Demo, let's say I'm saying demo. I want to remove these files. Right? Now you can see everything is clear, right? Now suppose I want to create the archive file as well as I want to apply the gzip compression technique, right? So what I can say? So this is a normal tar command, but if I want to apply the compression technique gzip, so I can say g. So this is the difference. So now I can say demo dot tar file, and now I'm adding all the txt files, right? So you can see how many files it is added. So now I want to see the content. So you can see it is almost 70K, right? So let me see in human readable form. So it is showing 80 kilobyte, this file. This is the file we created, right? Tar file. So this is using the gzip. So compression is already applied, right? Now, if you see this file, now I want to see the content of this file. What I can say, tar hyphen tvf, right? And z, right? And I can say demo dot tar. So you can see this is the content of these files, all files compressed by using the gzip compression algorithm. So this is the flag actually. This flag is responsible for compressing all these files and creating this demo.tar file. So by using the tar command only, by passing the z, you can do the gzip compression. You can apply the gzip compression algorithm, which is which has a less compression power, but which is fast, right? Now we will see the bzip2. In case of bzip2, what we need to do, we need to pass the j as the additional flag in the tar command. So what should I do? So let me clear this. Let me remove this file one more time. All right, now you can see there is no tar file, right? Now let's see, I want to create the archive file, as well as I want to use the bzip compression technique. So what I should use, tvf, right? And I can use j, right? And I can use demo file with, let's say I'm saying bzip2 compression technique, right? And extension will be the same, tar. And what are all file I want to compress? I want to apply compression on all txt file. So you can see all the files has been compressed. Now you can see, if I want to see this file, right? You can see the tar file is created. Now what is the size? It's a 15.8 kb, right? Now if you see, if you want to display the content of this file, what I can do, I can say tar cvf and demo, or simply what I can do, I can copy this file name, right? And now here, since it's a bzip2 compression technique we use, so in order to see the tabular content, I should pass the T and J. The T is the tabular content, and J is for it represents the bzip compression technique. So you can see it is showing the compressed all these files compressed, right? Now if you want to extract this file, right, instead of T you can say X, right? So you can see now this date is showing 18, 17, 5, 18, 5, 10. So now all the dates will change. It will be uniform 17 because it will overwrite. So now you can see. Now you can see all the TXT files, October 17, right? All basically what it does, it is just extracting the files and it is just copying here. So you can see this is all the TXT files has been extracted now, right? So these are the ways you can create the archival file, and you can use the gzip compression technique or the bzip compression technique. So how you can do that? So you can use the tar command. By using simply one tar command and using different flags, you can create the archive file, as well as you can use the two different compression technique, that is gzip compression technique and bzip2 compression technique. As well as by using there is another command by using the gzip. By using this command, what you can do, you can create the archival file. By using this command, you can use the gzip compression technique, which is less powerful and fast, right? And if you want to extract the content of that file, you can use gunzip, right? The zip, this will create the gz file, and that gz file, if you want to extract, you can use the gunzip command, right? And now then we have the another compression technique, that is the bzip2. So bzip2 command is there. So by using the bzip2, you can create you can apply the bzip2 compression technique, which is more powerful but slow, right? But you can see the deal. Actually, it is showing the almost 75% memory is reduced by using the bzip2. So by using the bzip compression technique, you can always reduce the size of the file. And if you want to extract this bz file, .bz file, right? You can use the bunzip 2 command, right? Or you can use simply tar, and you can use z to do the gzip compression technique, or you can pass j to do the bzip2 compression, to apply the bzip2 compression algorithm, right? So this is about the compression and the uncompression of the files, right? That concludes the compression and the uncompression of the files. So now we will see one use case, right? Or it is one of the requirement, right? So the requirement is backup of total user home directory, right? So this is the requirement, right? What requirement says? The requirement is, I want to back up the total user home directory. So what is the home directory? So this is my home directory. And what is the content of home directory? Content of home directory is, these are the content of the home directory, right? So requirement says, I want to back up all total user home directory, right? So how I will take the backup, and I want to apply the compression as well, right? So in order to do that, first of all, what should I do? I should create the first, what is the first activity in order to create the apply the compression, first activity is to create the archive file, right? So if I want to create the archive file, I can use the tar command, then cvf, and let's say Ganesh Punde backup, right? Dot tar, and what files I want to include? I want to include all the directories and all the files, right? But what compression technique I want to use? If I want to use the bzip, I can use z. If I want to use the other technique, I can use the bzip2, right? If I want to use the bzip2, I can use the j. So in this case, we will use the second technique, right? The second technique is bzip2. So let me use this j. So you can see, right? Now ls-lrt, you can see ls-lrth, right? Now 35 KB of file is the content of all these contents will be there in the Ganesh Punde backup.tar file. So now if I want to see this, what I can use? I can use tar tvf and right and tvf, but I am using the bzip2 compression technique. So I can use, you can see the content of the file, right? Now what I want to do, I took the backup, I created the compressed file, right? I created the archived file as well as it is compressed, right? Now what I want to do, I want to move this file in some new home, right? So let me create directory new home, right? And now what I want to do, I want to move this to the new home. What command we have? We have move, that is mv, right? And I want to copy this file to new home, right? Now this will copy into the new home. So now if I want to see the content of new home, I can say new home. So you can see this file has been copied here, right? Or in fact it is moved, right? So you can see in the current home directory there is no Ganesh Punde, right? So the backup file has been removed, right? So mostly in industry, whenever you want to take the backup, and if it is a huge data, you can use the same technique to take the backup of the huge data. Okay, so now we will see the leftover topic, that is finding the file by size, right? So if you want to find the file, so what is the command? Find, right? Whenever you say slash, it will take a root. Whenever you say dot, means it will take the current, right? So if I say slash home Ganesh Punde, right? And I am saying type f file, and now I am saying size, right? So I am saying size here. Let's say size greater than 5K, right? So you can see these are the files, right? Right. Now if I want to say file greater than 5K, now if I want to say less than 5, So I can use -5. So you can see these are the files, right? So basically this sign decides whenever it is minus, then it will be a less than, and whenever it is plus, then it is a greater than, right? Now, let's say I want to find the size. I want to find the file based on the in between some size. So what I can say, size, let's say greater than 5 and less than 10K, right? So less than means what? Here I should use minus. So you can see these are the files, right? Right. So this is the way you can find the file, and you can specify the size, and it will find the files based on the size, right? So in some cases, what you need, so here you can see I said find the file between 5 kilobyte and less than 10 kilobyte, right? So same command, what I can say, I can just use -o, and it will show me the file. So basically, what is the meaning of this command? So this command says the find the files between 5K and less than 10K, right? So what you can do, you can find the file by name, by type, by size, and by age as well, right? So that is the beauty of the find command, right? So this concludes the find command, as well as the compression and the uncompression of the files.